guys, welcome back to another episode. It's me, Dominique.
And it's me, Danielle.
And like always, like last episode, I'm going to start today's main topic episode with a little story time. So today's story comes courtesy of Lad Bible, and it is headline reads, Woman returned to her flat after 3 months to find a mutant potato has taken over.
Oh, God.
I'm just showing you the picture, and it literally looks like something out of like The Last of Us or something.
Oh yeah, it looks grim.
Looks grim. So the premise of the story, I'll put a picture up on. We'll put a picture up on this episode so you can see the destruction that her potatoes have caused. So she's a French lady, and she had bought a bag of potatoes and gone away, like left her flat for a while. And you think potatoes are pretty long life, like they just kind of chill there. They go bad after a while, but
they do,
nothing too extreme. And it was, I think they said at the start of lockdown, so she went away, didn't realize lockdown would last as long as it did. So 3 months or so, came back and was terrified to find this ghastly sight of like basically tentacles sprouting out of a potato. I don't know if you've ever left potatoes long enough and they start sprouting. Yeah, this is that, but like 10 times worse. Exactly. So that was the story, and I was kind of like freaked out, and it kind of ties in with the whole starting uni, moving into uni halls, kind of transitioning to uni kind of thing that we're on. So it kind of prompted me to ask, have you had any sort of, maybe not so much uni, but just nightmare stories about moving into a house, Airbnbs, holiday hotels, ever walked into a room and just been like, that's disgusting?
I've had a couple of PG experiences now.
Yeah.
Walking into hostels when I went on the interrailing trip.
Yeah.
A couple of PG rated experiences where it would be like, oh, I've woken up and I can hear and see something that is a bit X rated, so we'll not talk about that.
You're suspicious. You're like, what's this sound?
I'm like, oh, there's two people in that bed. There's only one.
Scandalous.
I know.
What do you do in that situation? Like headphones on, cover over your head, like just pretend.
I pretended I didn't see. I was just walking, and then I just walked back up to my bunk. I went to the toilet, came back, just walked up to my bunk, and I was like, back to bed. I saw nothing. Imagine
you're sleepwalking around, and they actually stop, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep.
That would be quite terrifying, actually. I'm trying to think if I've had any nightmare stuff. Just the usual, things aren't super clean as you expect them. If you're in hotels, there's dirty bedding or towels and stuff, but nothing mutant bit of grim stuff growing on the walls and stuff, which is kind of, I would be terrified. I'd be I'd probably call someone else to come get rid of it. I wouldn't get rid of it myself.
I'd be like, you know what? Burn it, move on to the next.
I know, because literally it pierced itself through the cupboards and stuff
like that. It's maintenance roots in the house. I'm like, you can have the house. I'm leaving.
How do they do that?
I don't know.
Because surely, if you're growing, if you feel there's, how do you grow through that? Do you
I have no idea.
It must be mutant. It has powers to rearrange the molecules in the brick wall.
Nature's ready to take over again.
Nature is sick of us. It's humans need to go away.
Yeah.
So
we're not there for a couple of months probably, or maybe a year for this person.
Yeah.
It's okay, I'm taking over again.
The house
I've had
is
enough
a
of you.
potato.
The house is mine.
She lives in a potato under the seat, no tricks. Right. So that was our interesting story for the day. So
we're on to episode 7, I believe.
Is it 7 now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And this one's sort of just talking a wee bit about the transition into uni, those first few weeks, establishing a routine, that sort of whole aspect of uni.
If you haven't been with us, make sure to check out our previous episode where we talked about Freshers Week. And we've done results episode. This kind of whole series about kind of going from school and starting uni. I think it's been a nice little collection. So if you want more, definitely check out those episodes.
Check us out on YouTube. Be sure to comment, subscribe, so that you're up to date with any new episodes that we launch. And that's for video episodes, but you can also get us on Spotify and Apple Podcast if you just want to have a little listen to the audio.
And make sure to follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram. I will be posting more. We just want to engage with you guys. We put up loads of polls and stories to kind of get more information from you guys, like, you know, story times, tips, advice that you guys have that you might want to share to other people that might be listening. So yeah, definitely check us out on those platforms. I think we should try and run a competition at some point. I feel like that can be fun. Kind of wrapping up this starting and getting into uni series. So I feel like that's a good time. We'll be putting something in the works, maybe.
We'll workshop something.
Yeah. A treat for you guys, the loyal listeners as well. I think it's a good time to kind of like, do a little treat. But we'll keep you posted. Right. And make sure we just finished recording our chill episode as well.
We did.
So make sure you tune in for those as well. So we're kind of doing alternative. We have a big topic episode based on like what that series is at the moment. So this has been starting uni. But we also have a chill one where we just kind of catch up.
Less about like uni, studying, that sort of talk, and it's more just chill, just life talk.
Yeah, life chat basically. So yeah, make sure you check in on all those ones. But we'll dive into this episode. So transitioning into uni, how has it been for you? How's your experience with going from school to uni?
Yeah, it's definitely like a jump.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a little bit of background. Dominique's done like a previous degree, and she's back in again to do medicine. I started a degree, left after first year, came to do medicine. Yeah. So sort of have like two sort of experiences with it.
We've had a buffer, kind of. I guess a buffer between getting to medical school, but we've had the experience of going from teaching at school to teaching in a university setting.
No, yeah, 100%. And yeah, what they do say about uni is right. It's a lot more independent as opposed to school where they're like, here's what you're learning, just go learn it and come back for the exam. But I definitely feel like sometimes like school teachers would be like, oh, this sort of stuff would never slide at uni. Like your lecturers would never allow this sort of behavior. And I'm like, right, I could show up in my pajamas and nobody would bat an eye.
No, literally. I think there's a lot of like, I don't want to say fear-mongering or anything, but I do think at school, there's obviously the structure, the routine. There's a lot more of a controlled environment, and people from all different backgrounds as well. Some people that are more academically minded and some people that aren't. So you're trying to like force all those people to like kind of congeal together and just like work towards a common goal of like sitting an exam. And then because schools are like have the pressure of exam results, like how well they rank as a school and their ratings and stuff like that, I think there's just like not much room for being an individual.
Yeah.
But when you get to uni, you definitely notice that suddenly you're this like small fish in this very, very giant pond and you have to kind of make your own way through.
Yeah.
So let's break it down. Let's see. How did you find transitioning from school to uni academically? So in terms of your subjects, study skills, exams, all that stuff. And then how did you find the transition socially? So friends, extracurricular, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so academically, I didn't think it was too like taxing for me because thankfully for me, like I've always just been like able to like pick up things
quickly.
Like not even like quickly, like I can pick up basic concepts quickly and then like I can like build on it really quickly.
Right.
And like I can like see other people and then like I can pick up stuff off other people
basically,
as well. Yeah.
I'm smart and I know what I'm doing. I'm joking.
No, but like for me it was easy to like sort of get that like individual learning aspect like down, be like, oh, okay, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
But like in terms of getting like a set like way to like study, to take notes, still learning. I'm still like trying like different things and like
finding what works.
Yeah, I mean, still here, so something's going right.
Do you find that there's a difference between like how you're taught at school compared to how you're taught here?
I know 100%. There's 100% so much where it's like, right, here's what you need to know, but like I'm not telling you 100% what you need to like go away, learn it yourself.
Yeah.
Here's like the basics.
Right.
You fill in the blanks. Whereas at school they're like, so here is A to Z, everything you need to know for the year.
Literally.
To pass the exam, go.
Yeah.
Or like,
basically.
I'm gonna teach it to you all, and then just like remember it.
Yeah. That's so true. And then socially.
Yeah. Socially, Socially, I feel like at school I found a group of friends that were still close. Like I had the like group, so it wasn't too bad for me. And I feel like at uni I also managed to like find like just a couple of people where I'm like, yeah, we're friends.
Yeah.
And like my first degree in medicine, like we found like a good group of friends. Like everyone's pretty friendly in general, so like it's very easy to like have conversations with people. And then like out with medicine as well, I made like friends through like societies, through different sports, everything else. I
think you've got a good like transition. You've had sounds like you've had a pretty smooth,
like smooth enough. Like obviously like things happen in personal life, and then you're like sort of taken a wee bit away from it, and then it's hard to like get back in. But like apart from that, like the actual like transition part was like fine. I in general didn't enjoy school ways.
Fair.
So for me, when I got to uni, I was like, yes, finally I can just
do
my own thing. I can just do my own thing. I don't need like a teacher to be like, yeah, you have to do this, and this.
I just have this vision of you like with a wee backpack walking along campus. Like, I have arrived. You break into like a song and dance.
Finally free.
Like High School Musical. But that's really good.
What about you?
So similar thing. So academically speaking, I think school is definitely like a spoon feeding environment. I like when you said about like, you know, in lectures at uni, they give you basics and they're like, here's all this information, but I'm not filling in all the gaps for you. Go away and research it, think and add to this knowledge. Background reading. My mum used to go on and on at me when I was younger. She was like, Dominic, you need to read more widely, read around the topic, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Mum, I have 10 topics to read around. I don't have time. So I wouldn't do it. But when I came to uni, I'm realizing the value in actually doing that, because it's not only helping me find more information for the stuff that the lecturers have kind of like deliberately missed out so that I go and read, but it's actually helping me understand the topics. Like there's so many topics that come out, and in the lecture, I think I get it, and then I go away and maybe like try and look at a past paper question or try and like explain that concept to someone else, and I realize I don't know what I'm talking about, and I read or I watch a video. YouTube is my best friend right now. I should probably get the subscription, but we're students, so I watch like videos like explaining tutorials and things like that, read widely, and I feel like that actually does help put everything into context and like, oh, I understand this now, like light bulb moment, oh my god, I get it. So I do think the spoon feeding at school is literally like, oh, here are the blanks, here is the answer for the blank, and you're like, this is obvious.
I like what you said though about like having to read around the subject, because that like brings up another point. At school, you're doing different subjects. You're like doing like history, where you might not have any interest. Like you might be like someone who's really interested in chemistry, but then you have to do like history, geography, stuff like subjects that you're not interested in. Whereas going into uni, for most people, that's like what sort of like their career avenue that they want to go down. So it's going to be something that like piques their interest. So they want to know more. Yeah,
I do think having the interest when you get to uni, and maybe it's why it's so important that you pick something that you want to do when you're at uni, is so that when it becomes difficult and you need to sacrifice so much of your own free time towards it, you're willing to do it because you want to do it, you know? Like if I did a maths degree and I had to read widely about I couldn't finish a sentence because I feel so sad about it.
And if you don't pick something that you're interested in, there is no shame in leaving and trying again. Coming from me, there's no shame in walking away.
Honestly, I don't. So I do think at school, this is another thing, I felt at school, I went to quite an academic school, and it was kind of those kind of like not old fashioned, I don't want to say old fashioned, but you know, if you do the sciences, do medicine or engineering. If you do like humanities and arts, maybe go do law. There's teaching, there's nursing, but like it was almost like these are the set career paths. There wasn't a lot of deviation from those like traditional careers, and there's so much value. Like my parents have always said this: get a vocation under your belt, be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, pharmacist, teacher, whatever, nurse. Get something where if you find something else you want to do and you go off and discover that, and then it doesn't work out, you have a stable backup, right? So it's very valuable, but there is like harm in like pushing that agenda so much so that like you stop someone from actually being able to pursue something that they could really excel at for the fear of being like, but you need to have a safety net. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone is a really gifted, talented musician and they could really do well in that field, but they're also really good at science, and you force the life out of them to be a doctor, chances are they're going to drop music because like they're going to have to drop music because there's not enough time to do both and pursue both. Obviously, Emily Sandé's like a bit of an exception. I don't know if you know. Like I think she did medicine here. Emily Sandé. She was saying, yeah, so I think she did medicine. It was either medicine or neuroscience. Yeah, she actually studied at Glasgow Uni. Yeah, so like big up Emily Sandé. I think it was either medicine or neuroscience. It's one of the two. But she started doing that, and then obviously she dropped it and pursued music. But like, that's such a rare find. Like, so many people would feel like they had to drop the thing they're really passionate about and probably really good at because they felt like they had to toe the line. Yeah. And I feel like at school, like, you were kind of meant to feel like to fit into those boxes. Yeah. Otherwise, you were like kind of a bit of a letdown. Yeah. And I think the word quit as well, like, it's so loaded. Everyone's like, oh my God, you quit. Like, you failed. Like, but actually, no. Like, it's a really good thing to know when to quit. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket. You know, put all your energy into something and it doesn't work, and then you feel burnt out and stressed. But it's good to know when enough is enough and say, this is not for me and I'm going to reinvest my energy. Because could you imagine if you finished a whole engineering degree?
I've been dead. I was like, no. Yeah, coming from a quitter, it's okay to quit.
It's very okay to quit.
I could not have survived another year.
Yeah. But on the other hand, like, it's also okay, I think, having done a whole degree, like, and kept at it, it was quite good to get that experience of like completing it and then feeling like, okay, I know having done this now, this is not for me. Like, I finished it, so there weren't any what ifs. I think if I'd have left midway through, I still I enjoyed doing chemistry. Like, I enjoyed studying it. So then I don't think I was as ready to jump out of it, because then I would have been like, what if I did continue? I might have, like, you know, found something. Yeah. Whereas if you know for sure it's not for you, then like, why are you suffering for the sake of 100%.
I was like pretty much like a weekend. I was like, nope, this is not for me. I'm miserable, and I'm really glad I did leave, because now I'm a lot happier here. I'm a lot happier doing medicine. There's a lot to it. So I'd never like look back and be like, oh, what if I finished that? Yeah. I'm just like, no, I'm really glad that I made that like big leap, because it is like a big decision to have to be like, oh, I'm gonna leave. Yeah. Tell everyone, your friends, your family, be like, no, I'm leaving. Yeah. But yeah, I like, for me, it was a lot of peace afterwards, being like, yes, I made the right decision.
Yeah. I think that's it. Like, follow your mind and how you feel. If you feel like there's a lot in your head and there's a lot of things going around, make a decision that's going to bring you like peace at the end of the day, because life is stressful and noisy enough. You can hear this wind. It sounds like we're in like the middle of a hurricane. But yeah, life is crazy enough without having, like, subjecting yourself to self-inflicted trauma, essentially. At uni, because of it being a lot more independent, you do have to search out. So I feel like, especially with like mental health support, I don't really know. I know there's the places, they signpost to us constantly, but I don't know when I need that support, where I really and realistically am going to like reach out to people, you know? Like, I think I would first call my family, then talk to my friends, but I don't know if I'm ready to go to the uni.
Yeah, it's hard with that sort of things, because you have to feel like safe to be able to, first of all, reach for that help. You need to feel like it's going to be valuable, and like your mindset is going to be safe to be able to then reach out and like talk to someone, and they're not going to like use that in any way or like judge you. Yeah, it's going to be like, it's a hard leap.
I think that's kudos to then the school. So like, I did feel at school very supported and safe enough to open up when I needed to. I remember I got counselling at school, and it was very like, it was just helpful, because there was a lot in my head at the time. I look back on it, I'm like, that was nothing, but at the time it was really like affecting me. So then I feel like the school made themselves feel that safe, that I was willing and happy to go and talk about it. How do you feel like in your family, like, mental health is dealt with? Do you think it's dealt with well, or do you think like they're quite like quiet about it? Like
it's not really.
That's not a good start.
It's not really something you bring up.
Really?
No. No shit. Actually, no like issues with the uni mental health support. I'm sure it's great. Yeah. It's a lot harder when it's a lot more of a bigger environment. Yeah. To like feel safe to reach out for that.
Yeah. You need a strong support network first, and they do try with like study advisors and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you have like your advisors, like lots of people that you can contact. But yeah, it's a lot harder when you're more in the back, like with the crowds. Yeah. To be able to be like, I need help.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, family wise, I do think like maybe there's a cultural element to it. Like, I think definitely in my cultural background, mental health is not spoken about so well. It's getting there, they're improving, but I do think there's still some stigma attached to like being so vulnerable, maybe not too bad for women, but I guess I wouldn't hear much about it from like the men in my family. So, but I do think it's changing. Like I do think they're being more open. So I think that kind of all adds to it. Like when you're at school at a younger age, if your family's quite open and supportive of mental health, it like creates an environment where you're like more willing and more able to get that support to support you through your school. Whereas at uni, if you haven't had that built in from you from the past, it's going to be so much harder to adapt.
Yeah.
But it's doable. Like it's obviously you find your good friends, support network, and it's all good. Yeah.
What about like socially for you, that transition?
Transition socially. Again, I think I'm quite a chatty person, as you guys could tell from the show. So
really?
Would you know? I think I've actually found it all right. Like I moved around a lot when I was younger, so I think I'm very used to like starting new places and having to like do the whole like introduce yourself, get to know people, find common ground, all of that stuff. So I'm quite used to doing that, but I do think like as I've gotten older, oh my god, that sounds so old. As I've advanced in age, not that I find it harder to make friends, but I think I don't know how to say this without sounding like cutthroat. I guess I'm just like, I know what I like already and I know what I don't like. And I think when you're younger, you're so eager to fit into the mold, and fit into a group, that you're like, yeah, I like this, I like that. But like, I don't like some type of music. I don't like some like activities and stuff. So like, if someone says to me like, oh yeah, we do this and that on the weekends and blah, blah, blah. And then that does not sound interesting to me. I would just be like, yeah, that's not really a bit of me. But you know, if you guys ever do this that I'm interested in, we could do this together. So I think I don't feel as much social pressure as I used to, but I think when I was at school, definitely I felt social pressure to like just do things for the sake of doing it. And you've not moved out, have you?
I have not.
Okay, so do you feel like that kind of helped your transition because everything wasn't completely new?
It's not like a new city, so just like being in Glasgow for 21 years now.
Fair. Do you feel ready to leave?
I mean,
or are you happy?
I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty like easy to please.
Fair.
And like not too fussed about all that. So like I'm pretty chill in Glasgow right now.
Fair.
If I ever have a desire to leave, like I'd leave. Like
you're like bye.
But like nothing really. Like I would move somewhere else if like a job came to it or like something else. But like I've got like no like real urge to like be like, yes, I'm leaving right now.
Fair.
Which is like, that's like an individual thing. There's a lot of people who did have that thing, which is okay. They did. They went to different like cities for uni.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm so used to moving that I feel like once I finish uni here, maybe foundation years, it would have been at least like 10, 12 years, longest stint that I've lived somewhere. I feel inside that I would be ready to move on.
Yeah.
Obviously, it might be a different story when I get there and I'm like working and earning and I feel a bit more settled, but I don't know. I still feel like itchy feet. There's a whole big world out there I want to explore.
That's definitely like a lot of people do like to travel.
Yeah.
And I guess like that's like how you were brought up. So it's like
don't feel
childhood,
like super attached to any one place. Fair. Yeah.
That's more of an individual thing.
Yeah.
Right. Should we move on to some
Storytime.
Questions?
Stories, questions, tips and advice. I'm gonna have a look to see what we've got on social media as well. So if you follow us on Instagram, we try to put up a story with a poll or question. So if you do have anything related to the topic, to chuck them in.
So it was just like one question that I ended up getting on the student room,
which
was sort of talking about like how to like develop like a good study habit or like good study skills. Like how to like develop that like right study pattern for you.
Oh, that's a tough one because I feel like it's very individual to like how you study, what you're studying and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm just having a
we'll definitely delve more into that and probably its own episode because it is something that like we could talk about like a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's definitely like I feel like first year as well, it's a good time to experiment, like try different methods, see what works for you, what doesn't work. It's always good to like see if everyone's saying to do one thing and that doesn't work for you. That's fine.
Yeah.
You just try something else because like everyone's individual. Everyone learns different ways.
Yeah.
Like I remember in school we like used to talk about like people only have like, different learning like ways
styles.
Like visual, audio, kinesthetic. Like but like
what
even like individual. I'm more of a visual learner.
Fair. So if for a visual learner, how would you sort of tailor? So obviously like people might be listening, they might think I'm a visual learner, but I don't really know what works for me. yes, it's individual, but what kind of things as a visual learner do you find useful?
Yeah, definitely. Like I like YouTube videos. I like reading, and like I definitely like the memory aspect as well. So like making a flashcard and then like sort of like having like a question answer.
Yeah.
Being able to answer that question, throw it back,
right.
throw it back. And if you get it wrong, like it's still like sort of in there. Like that's the right answer for that flashcard.
Yeah.
So then eventually it like gets into your memory.
Yeah.
That like the answer to this question is this.
Yeah. I think I'm kinesthetic. I think I'm a mix of that, probably more dominant. I think I'm a mix of all of them. Like I can learn from hearing and
100%.
visual, but I think I'm visual kinesthetic. And for me, it's definitely that thing of learning through doing. So I can see information written down, but I won't probably register it until I've, say, done an exam question or actually physically a recipe. I'm not going to really remember that until I've actually cooked it. And then I'm like, oh, I remember when I cooked that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So if you're like that kind of learning style, I think, again, tutorials and stuff to hear the information and get the information to you. But I think doing, so I like to make exam questions, practice questions for myself, find questions on websites and stuff like that, and answer them. And the more I answer them, the more I find that the information is setting into my brain. And not being afraid to fail, because as part of being that learning technique, you have to be afraid. You have to be willing to like get things wrong, because you're going to learn the most from your mistakes, because you're going to be like, oh, I remember I got that wrong. This is the right answer. So I think, if you're that kind of learning style, hopefully that can help.
It's definitely just a trial and error experience.
Don't stick to one thing. And if it keeps, the other thing is like, if you find one that does work and but you get good results from, is that really the one that's right for you, or is that just by chance? Like, what do you think?
I mean, it's definitely like it's good to mix, mix match, like maybe like one sort of topic or area, or like sort of like aspect you study best doing flashcards. Another aspect, maybe you just study best watching videos or reading textbooks. It definitely just depends. It's definitely good to like sort of see what works, see what doesn't work, like pop off of what doesn't work, and what does work, see if you can like explore improve ways to do it, and use different techniques. Just we'll definitely delve more into it at some point.
We'll definitely just study skills, kind of chat, and like I think we should definitely explore more like the different learning skills and like pros and cons of each of those kind of things. But that's a could be question.
So our last episode was on freshers, and I do have some follow-up stories from that experience.
It's still relevant to transitioning to uni.
They are freshers. So like freshers was last week, so still has some relevance. So the first one is from the student room. So it's from an anonymous source. I was supposed to go to a party with a girl I just met. I was feeling really low and had a bad headache, but decided to go anyway. We had some pre-drinks, and long story short, they didn't let me into the club, and I had to go back. Thank God I was just swinging and nothing more. I felt so embarrassed you couldn't even imagine.
He was swinging.
Like, as in, like, he was just, like, it was just some random girl he had met. Like, he was just, like, he wasn't planning anything, like, deep with the girl,
There were two definitions of swinging I had in my head, and neither of them were appropriate. Also, I did bring popcorn for story time this time, so I'm going to have a little munch. Let's do, like, a toffee popcorn.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
I was going to hide the branding, but, like, we all know. Okay, so, let's delve deep. He got kicked out of the club, basically.
Yeah, the bouncer did not let him in.
Because he was swinging.
Yeah.
I think that's the other definition of swinging that I was thinking of. In my head, I'm thinking a certain pill-popping activity may have occurred for him to be swinging.
Oh, you were thinking that? Okay. Yeah. I was thinking more so he was, like, swinging for the girl. Like, as in, like...
Like fighting?
No, I meant, like, swinging as in, like, he was just, like... as in, like, he wasn't planning anything deep with the girl. As in, he was just, like...
No.
It was just, like, a fling.
But I'm like, if you're getting kicked out of a club, like, why else would you be getting kicked out of a club?
No, I don't know if he got kicked out. Did he say he got kicked out?
I thought that's what he was saying at the end of it.
They didn't let him in.
Because he was swinging.
No, they didn't let him into the club.
Yeah.
I think it's just because he didn't.
Or maybe he was too young, or, like, just they didn't.
Yeah, you might have been too young. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm so not.
You thought it was something else.
I thought he was on drugs basically, and they were like, "You're too on drugs. We're not letting you into the club." But yeah, no, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson in like keep it chill, keep it social. Okay, you got another story?
Yeah, I
okay.
do. I have a couple of horror stories.
Ooh, perfect time for more popcorn. Go for it.
So the first one is from. So these are like on like the Glasgow tab.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is from a second year history student. So it's goes. I'm a northerner through and through. So it goes without saying that I enjoy my drink, but I usually keep it quite tame. This all changed at the end of the world party last January. So this is like probably the refreshers. I know that a lot of unis do refreshers.
Yeah.
After hours of getting dolled up and struggling to walk in my brand new towering heels, I, along with about 15 of my friends, how do you have 15 friends?
Second year there, isn't it?
I guess, yeah.
Early days still.
Or it might be like...
Might be like a good group.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
okay. Noseyed on down to Scala, a club in King's Cross. Party was absolutely mad to the point that 7 or maybe 12 shots later, that's a lot of shots, I found myself alone in the medic's room, emptying the contents of my stomach into an Asda bag. The next hour is a bit of a blur, but luckily my friends found me slumped over a fruit machine. Your guess is as good as mine. And together we started the journey home. However, the embarrassment wasn't over yet. Just as I made it past the entrance for the tube at King's Cross, I fell down and I stayed down. Spread eagle. Middle of King's Cross, in the pouring rain, taxis full of London tourists and buses full of anyone else trying to escape the rain pass by. All witnessing my tragic starfishing.
Oh, God.
It was a sight to behold.
God.
Thankfully, a strapping Dutchman was on hand to carry me all the way back to my holes. The party definitely lived up to my expectations because the next day really did feel like the end of the world.
Wow. That's a classic, like,
that is a
party
classic,
hard.
Yeah, too hard.
I feel like we can all maybe slightly relate to that. Like, you have a really good time out with your friends. Definitely the whole getting dolled up part, like going out to the club, having a few too many drinks. I won't out myself too much, but the emptying the contents of her stomach, that does not sound great. Neither the blacking out, not sure how she got to the fruit machine.
Yeah.
Or the being spread out in front of every human being at King's Cross is huge.
Yeah.
I would be terrified. I'd be mortified.
Yeah. And then Asda bag, come on, have some class.
Yeah, waitress, no shame. No shame. Asda is quality. What are you talking about?
Asda's just gotten a bit too expensive now.
Exactly. They have some class. You're dissing them even though they have class. But yeah, no, wow, that's brutal.
Should we do one more?
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm enjoying these stories.
So, this is from a second year politics student. As always, after a solid night of getting on it, I was starving. So I called my trusty friend Domino's and waited for the cheesy goodness to arrive.
So
within 20 minutes, I was sitting in my room, knocking back a margarita while Skyping my friend. I was feeling drunker and drunker by the second and thoroughly enjoyed my pizza. However, it wasn't long before catastrophe struck and vomit met pizza in the middle of my throat.
Oh, no.
Not only did my friend witness me vom everywhere, I also wasted a quality pizza. When you're on a London student budget, you know how much that hurts.
Okay. I relate so hard to that. Domino's is extortionate.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone from Domino's is watching, I do believe you guys should, one, potentially sponsor us, JK. But also, not joking, if you wanted to, we could chat about it. No, but they should do like loyalty things. I'm sorry, the amount of Domino's I've gotten over my like student lifetime, I should definitely be hitting up a like get your 10th pizza free or something like that. Like, come on, help us out. We're students. We're like your biggest group of buyers. But also, ew, no, that's gross.
Yeah. Of course, when you're like eating and then you can just feel it, bam.
Oh no, but then I never feel that hungry when I'm sick. Like, I've never been eating and that close to being sick.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would feel the fullness in my stomach rising, that it would like satiate me. Like, I wouldn't be feeling the need to put anything else inside.
Yeah.
To then destroy a pizza. That's heartbreaking.
It is.
I've had a few nights where I've like, okay, I had one Domino's night and then one just another meal that I destroyed. But one Domino's night, I was like out, came back, bit tipsy, lying in bed, hungry. Let me get Domino's. Anything that's open as well, really late at night. And I didn't check my address classically. So whenever I looked, it was like the wrong address. And I was like, oh
no.
When did I look though? At like 10 o'clock in the morning. I had ordered this pizza at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I had ordered the pizza, passed out asleep, woken up the next morning with the app on my phone being like, your pizza was delivered.
And someone else just got a free pizza.
Basically. So that London budget thing, that hurt because I didn't even get to see my pizza, let alone throw up on it. Like, someone else got a free Domino's. And if someone knocks on my door with a free Domino's pizza I didn't order, and they were like, well, I can't get hold of the actual person because she's passed out asleep, then, but like, I'm taking the pizza. So that was heartbreaking. And then another time I had come home and I was making my own dinner, and you should probably never do this as well. Instant noodles, chicken nuggets in the oven, left the nuggets on in the oven, fell asleep with my bowl of noodles, woke up the next morning, I've got a bowl of noodles. Then remembered, and I wanted nuggets as well. I went in, took the tray out, and they were charcoal. They were black. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to cook when I'm kind of drunk anymore. So, yeah, don't do that.
Yep.
I like those stories. They were good.
That wraps up story time. We'll move on to the hot seat.
It's
which you will be entering this time.
It's getting serious now. Sweets have to go.
Yeah, we're doing the hot seat. It's 30 seconds of quick fire questions.
Yeah.
And we are going to have a leaderboard, which is going to be up at some point.
I thought I put it up last night, but I might not have.
You might have, actually. I haven't checked.
Okay.
It might be there. It might be
might not be.
Yeah,
but I'll
30 seconds. We're going to do one more 30 seconds, then probably up to a minute, because it's been a bit difficult.
Been tight, but we'll make it work.
But we'll do one more 30 seconds one. So do you want to get a 30-second timer up?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
So what percentage of uni students stay at home?
10%.
Okay. Which university has the highest percentage dropout rate?
Oxford.
Okay. What is the most popular sport amongst university students?
Tennis.
Which Glasgow uni school, like faculty school, is the most populated?
Most populated?
Yeah.
School of Arts and Humanities.
What percentage of freshers get freshers flu?
80%.
Okay. And we're done. You know what, I'll give you one more. How many Glasgow uni students get in relationships with other Glasgow uni students?
Oh. Like
percentage wise.
45%?
Okay.
Don't think it's that high, but okay, let's go for it.
So the first question was, what percentage of uni students stay at home?
I said 10%.
21%.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So which university has the highest percentage dropout rate? You said Oxford. It is Sunderland.
Oh, I would not guess that. Okay.
Okay, it's probably 13.8%.
13%?
13.8%.
Oh, okay. Damn.
So, what is the most popular sport amongst university
I
students?
said tennis.
You said tennis.
Yeah.
It is swimming.
This is going terribly. This is so hard. Okay, go.
So, which Glasgow uni school is the most populated? You said Arts and Humanities. It is engineering.
We've had a shocker, guys.
And the last question. Oh no, there was two more. What percentage of freshers get freshers flu? You said 80%. It is 90%.
This is so great! Oh my god.
And how many Glasgow uni students get in relationships with other Glasgow uni students? It is only 11%.
11%?
Yeah.
Oh, Glasgow, what are you doing?
As a little bonus point, what uni has the highest?
Highest.
Percentage getting together with other students?
It's going to be Oxford, isn't it? Cambridge or Oxford?
In Edinburgh.
How was I supposed Guys, we've had an absolute shocking episode. Throw the whole thing away. I'm starting again. Okay, so I got 0.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm gonna really have to game up. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out tonight for us posting the head-to-head results, and also the question polls for the next episode. We're gonna chat and see what our next big topic is gonna be. And we're going to have a chill episode in the meantime, so definitely.
Yeah. And if you have any suggestions about what you want us to cover, be sure to leave them below, or in YouTube below, I guess.
In the comment
section below, or on Instagram, wherever.
Or fire us a message if you know us. Give us a shout, and then we'll take your suggestions on board.
But pretty good to wrap things up here. Yeah. So thanks you guys for watching. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts if you just want to listen.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
Okay. Bye.